Hi, it's me, Uton from Nerdimations, and today I'm continuing to draw country borders by using ecoregions. If you didn't watch the last video where I did this for Africa, please go watch that. But if you have, you can keep watching. For today, we're going to be doing Europe and the Middle East. East Asia, East and Central Asia will be left off for some time else. Also, but for today, we're focusing on this region, and we have quite a few issues. First, unlike in other areas of the planet, where you can kind of see the cultural regions as actually form. When it comes to Europe, that doesn't exist because Europe's borders weren't drawn by the by, by the types of living organisms in the area, or the area, or what they or what could be special to rely on in a specific environment, which is how a lot of these African borders look eerily similar to actual culture borders, but rather they were drawn off of rivers and mountains. Still better than whatever they did to the Americas, us in modern Africa, but still not exactly great for us mapping, and where we have to make a balance between the cultures and the ecosystems. Yes, we are trying to make these based off of bioregions, but we need some culture to be in it, or also implementing this would be insane. And for our first one, it's the Middle East. Here is the one place where I don't think ecoregions should be the defining borders, but since I promised to do this, I'm going to do it. Okay, Future Road Center. Future Road Center. Now, let the speed paint be. Okay, no, dang it, the bar fries. Okay, now, Future Road Center. Let the speed paint begin. No, dang it, it's still too big. Yeah, I hate this. Okay, now. There we go. Okay, so let's begin the speed paint after all that. So, yeah, this is what the Middle East looks like, excluding Iran. This one was a bit difficult because I had to balance a little bit between making the countries existable and making them somewhat still based off of the ecoregions. In the north, this wasn't too painful because the Fertile Crescent is fertile. A lot of countries can share that, but more problems came in the south. I specifically divided Yemen, and I think this is in I don't know exactly. So since I don't think that that especially the northern part is that culturally similar to Yemen, and also there's states that I wouldn't have come up with had I not had these constraints. These two would probably be. I think this would be called something. This I think would be called Arabia, Central Arabia. Its only saving grace is the UAE. Yeah. And also Saudi Arabia, if this is going to be it, is getting a massive debuff because Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain in unification is just insanely overpowered since they own so much oil. That between them and southern Iraq, they probably will dominate oil money. So maybe I might change their borders. But anyways, is now to do Iran, including parts of Balakistan, and Anatolia / the Caucasus. Okay, so this is what the Middle East looks like now. I know, not exactly the best, especially Turkey, since most people in this area feel pretty united about the fact that they live in Turkey, except the eastern part. All right. And dividing it into 6 countries or 7, I did not mean to say that, is was probably not what I would do if I had a bit more or of a choice to not do this. But since one of our main bases ecoregions, we're going to be drawing it by ecoregions. And it's going to be Europe where our actual pain begins. Because the next land we're drawing is the Balkans. Future Udson, do not offend the people in the comment section. Here is the Balkans. Oh, and also I missed one thing. So, yeah, the people in the comments are going to be offended. And I'm sorry, Past Dude Son. There's nothing to do. And also, for me, this is still pretty difficult. Hold on. When, once again, I had to incorporate a culture significantly more because simply the map simply number one, this would be painful to implement, and number two, if I don't, someone is going to be screaming about Bulgarian supremacy, Bulgarian or Hungarian supremacy, and I don't need that to happen. So instead, I mostly drew the countries inside of the eco regions instead of them being the ecoregions. But next is Spain, southern France, and Italy. Thankfully, here there's less people to offend. Okay, so this is Southern Europe. I honestly am way happier about this one. For Italy, it was um this pretty closely resembles the main cultural regions of Italy. And even though there are some issues, they are nowhere near enough of to go near what happened in the Balkans. Keyboard warriors, I can hear you. And in Spain and Portugal, it was a little more difficult, but I came up with these borders partially off of where the Iberian mountains cut areas around, which is also why Catalonia is so damn small. I'm going to add a little bit to it. But now it's time for Western Europe. And yes, we are doing the Germans, the French, and the British, as I can't bring myself to fully say those words. Okay, hopefully YouTube doesn't censor me for this. The French and the British. Oh God, YouTube is going to strike me down. But anyways, time to draw these horrific nations. It was difficult to do this one. It was mentally painful just to draw this. I need a raise. But anyways, I don't think there's much to describe here, except I did edit a few of these areas to suit my preferences of how I like my countries. But next we're doing Northern Europe or the Nordics. And for the first time, we're counting Estonia. Oh my God, they're gonna be so happy when they hear about this one. You're counting Estonia. Okay. Alton, you didn't begin in the speed paint yet. Okay, speed paint begins. The Nordics were pretty easy. Since there isn't many countries there is to draw, and bioregions there are even fewer of. In this entire area, there are 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 bioregions to actually take into consideration. That's saying something. But for our final one, I know we are going to be going to Eastern Europe. Oh, also, I just noticed something. I accidentally drew this. This wasn't supposed to exist. But anyways, is future Utsan finish the funking speed paint. I have to finish the speed paint. Okay. Here's Eastern Europe. We're finally done with all of Europe and the Middle East. It looks really nice, honestly. Anyways, here's some things I'm going to say about the map as a whole. First, this map was not as based in the ecoregions as Africa was. In Africa, most of these borders made sense to me since they were similar to the actual cultures that lived there. That, on the other hand, isn't true in Europe. It's kind of true in the Middle East. For example, this region is where most Persians live, and this region is where and this small region is where most Jews live nowadays. In Europe, that is totally flipped on its head. And for example, this is an eco-region, and I had to divide into four different countries because they would not culturally work as one. Germans here Poles here Lithuanians and here, Belarusians here, and Ukrainians here. Five different cultures all smushed into one country. Oh, honestly, the the north, and the east are the ones more closely related to the actual ecoregions, while the west and the Balkans especially. Shout out to the dumb, stupid, the keyboard warriors. Yes, keyboard warriors, I called you stupid. Those places I had to make them look a little more like actual modern countries. Also, side note, I almost forgot Malta. Don't worry, Malta, I'm there for you. Anyways, thank you. Hope you enjoyed this. And goodbye. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe, or else you won't see me again.